Coming to the state fair means getting on a ride or two, but you can't have fair without the food. Well, in Nebraska, we've got corn, cattle, and advanced aerospace parts. The community hospital in McCook say that they are leading their region to a healthier future, starting with who their patients come to see and where. Filling up at the pump could cost you close to $5 a gallon. But imagine the cost filling up a tractor like the one behind me. Gift card scammers will take a normal looking gift card like this and will actually change the numbers on the back of the card. Question voters may be having today is, where do I vote? The Central District Health Department continues to monitor those mosquito pools in order to contain the West Nile virus. Take out your phone and buy it now, pay it later. Horses like Rosie here are helping kids in more ways than one. More than 100 million Americans will be living in hotter areas by mid-century. A North Platte teen accused in a shooting that left a man in critical condition is scheduled to appear in court today. A Kearney man charged in relation to a stabbing has taken a plea deal. The drought of 2022 is having a devastating impact on farmers, fishermen, and boaters. Now, it's Labor Day, but it's also National Cheese Pizza Day.
What?
Yeah.
Really? A love story beginning with a burrito and chips. NTV's Taylor Leverett has the story of Hannah Headley and Travis Nospish's Chipotle Ever After.
Well, who knew the recipe to love was so simple? For one Nebraska couple, all it took was a chip and some cheese dip. You won't catch these lovebirds at any other food chain because it's their favorite restaurant they have to thank for bringing them together.
We went there every Wednesday night for 2 years of high school and have loved it ever since. Just have been able to have a lot of conversations. We sat in the same corner booth.
Now, countless Chipotle dates later, the pair will soon be tying the knot come May 2023. In between the bustle of classes, the University of Nebraska-Lincoln students say they still make time for a quick Chipotle run. But as far as how many,
I would say like probably 200 times together at least.
200 plus, yeah.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
with us. I've gotten a lot more with my family, so a lot of times they have a lot of our money.
Yeah.
To celebrate their love of Chipotle and each other, the Omaha natives had an engagement photo shoot featuring, you guessed it, Chipotle.
I was definitely hesitant at first just because of how, like just weird at first. It comes off, but then, we got there and it was just like super fun just to take pictures there and just kind of, it was our comfort place. So
With the distant ringing of wedding bells, the two say they are open to the idea of a Chipotle wedding.
It'd be fun to rent out a whole Chipotle and do a fun rehearsal dinner there. I don't think there's a Chipotle that could fit as many people as will be at our wedding, but if there is, we'll have to find out.
Yeah, we will.
Until then, Hannah and Travis say the gifted merch from Chipotle as a special thanks for being super fans will have to do.
Good Morning Nebraska starts right now.
Good morning. Today is Monday, September 5th. Happy Labor Day. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Taylor Leverett. Sarah and Stephanie have the day off. Let's start the morning off in the Weather Center with meteorologist Tim Wright. Tim?
Is the fog, especially as you go from about Highway 281 eastward. If you are out on a morning commute, if you're working Labor Day, in those areas, the fog's going to cause you some problems. So just take it easy. Visibility is extremely low. York all the way down to Hebron, Ord as well. So you're going to need to just slow down a bit on this Labor Day morning. 53 in Holdridge and McCook right now, 62 out in Ogallala. Same in Lincoln. The winds are very light. And once the fog moves out, we will have kind of a warm day, mid-80s for many of us, but you see those mid-90s out west, those will be spreading eastward as soon as tomorrow. And we'll take a full look at the first alert forecast up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Tim. A Gibbon man facing charges after allegedly sexually assaulting 2 minors is heading to trial court. Buffalo County District Court records say 30-year-old Vincent Harrell is charged with first-degree and third-degree sexual assault of a child. An affidavit in the case has been sealed, but court records say the alleged incidents happened in February of 2018 and involved 2 minors who were then 8 and 10 years old. His bond is set at $50,000, and his next court date has not been scheduled. A Georgia man has been sentenced for violating the Lacey Act, part of an investigation into a North Platte outfitting business. Federal officials say 36-year-old Kyle Daniel was sentenced to 2 years probation for unlawful transportation of wildlife and interstate commerce, and also ordered to pay $9,000 in fines and restitution. Officials say Daniel traveled to the North Platte business and unlawfully shot a mule deer. They say he then transported trophy parts of the deer out of state for taxidermy services. Numerous defendants are involved in the various violations committed by Noble Outdoors and its owners, associates, and clients. So far, 6 defendants have been sentenced and ordered to pay more than $28,000 in fines and restitutions. A former nurse and a car salesman in Holdridge decided to invest in their own business. NTV's Marcel Ventura tells us about this couple and their new wholesale retail store.
Recently, AJ and Emily Popple started their wholesale retail business, allowing for customers to buy many different items for cheaper deals. After a girls' trip to wholesale logistics in Lincoln, Emily came back to Holdridge and told AJ about this retail business.
The wheels started turning and I contacted them and they ended up showing us pretty much their whole operation.
Now they have bins full of inventory from liquidators. The products come from Amazon, Walmart, Target, and other major retailers.
We don't have places in town that you can get that kind of stuff. Yes, we have the dollar store. Yes, we have Family Dollar, but they don't always have everything. And sometimes you can just find it digging through a bin, which it's fun. It's like a treasure hunt.
Each sale is different. You might see some items on one of their sales and then not see it on the next one.
When we open these, it's like Christmas every time we open the box. So, I mean, we just get so much stuff.
They follow a model where the items are $8 on Friday, $5 on Saturday, $3 on Sunday, and $1 on Monday. They also have some items with fixed prices.
I have 3 boys, so normally we hit like the mall, Walmart, Target, but as a lot of people know, it's really hard to find little boy clothes. I can come here and get them for $8, $5, $3, or $1.
Some customers come with their whole family and spend hours here.
Our budget's kind of tight, so for like their last sale, I was able to walk away with $300 worth of clothes that I paid under $50 for.
They say people from surrounding communities are coming to Holdridge and are spending money locally and on this store as well.
We think it can benefit Holdridge exponentially. We've had customers tell us they took off work to come down here today.
Yeah.
I think this will really help a lot of people in town because we can't always just go to Kearney.
Right now, they are doing 2 sales a month. They hope to change that to 1 sale per week and hope to move from the Phelps County Ag Center to a permanent location in the future. Reporting in Holdridge, I'm Marcel Ventura.
Thanks, Rossell. The Norfolk FFA grows a small number of wheat in raised beds, but not enough to make pasta or bread. However, the chapter works with UNL and other government agencies to acquire enough to teach students how to clean and grind it into flour. But this year, they're taking it a step further and expanding agriculture outside of the farm.
Dig deeper into it, and when we take it home, we're going to grind it and make flour. So to just be kind of a real learning experience and challenge the students to try to take raw products and do that food science kind of side.
Anderson hopes by showing students you can build a career and profession out of farm-to-table agriculture, it'll also help keep young people here in Nebraska. Today is Labor Day, and Governor Pete Ricketts talked about the hard workers here in Nebraska. He says for every 100 adults in Nebraska, 70 are working, the most, he says, of any state in the nation. Ricketts highlighted that the state reached its highest employment in history this year. He also cited a Wallet Hub article which ranked Nebraska as the 3rd hardest working state in America. He goes on to say in a statement, quote, "Even outside of their day jobs, Nebraskans generously give time to their communities through volunteer work. Thank you to the countless Nebraskans whose hard work, both on the clock and as volunteers, has grown our state this past year," end quote. Tim's back with a check of your forecast.
Yeah, and Taylor, we'll give you a look at those high temps from yesterday. It was a pretty good range as many of us were in the low 80s here in central areas, but out west, those temps were already into the 90s, 94 in Ogallala, and that heat starts to spread east today. Most of us in central locations, mid 80s, but out west, you're already going to be mid 90s, and then it's a 3-day heat wave. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those temps are going to be incredibly warm for being September before we finally kind of dial it back a bit as we head towards the weekend.
Tim, coming up next on Good Morning Nebraska, Spider-Man No Way Home makes its way back to the top of the box office. That's in your Hollywood Minute. Then at 6:25, months after breaking its arm, we take a look at how one small pet is doing in the next Pet Dog. Plus at 6:45, we'll tell you what research is saying about the coronavirus and the risk of diabetes.